Hello, great friends, and welcome to another exciting episode right here on the Peak Lady Urban Homestead channel. You know what? What I found is you just got a lot to be thankful for. Today we're going to talk about what the greens are doing now that the weather has finally changed, but embracing change with everything that you got going on. Sometimes it's not always easy to do. So stay right here as we explore a couple of things right here on the Pink Lady Urban Homestead. Hey, again, I'm so excited, my friends. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about, embracing change and all of the crazy stuff that goes along with it. Sometimes it's not always easy to um, feel comfortable, I should say, especially when you got a lot of things going on. And what I find a lot of times is, we are resistant to change and have a hard time changing, especially as we get older and more mature. But I find that change is good sometimes. And just like when the seasons change, the weathers change, our body changes, our brains change, kids grow up, everything is going on, right? Well, today I want to talk a little bit about that and to kind of share with you what's been going on in the garden as my garden has been changing. Well, I just had a birthday back in October, and I've discovered that, you know what, you kind of look at things a little bit differently, don't you? If you've been going through some of that, I would love for you to put that in the comment section and just kind of embrace that along with me. You know, um, I find a lot of times when we're watching our kids grow and we're going through career changes, maybe it might be time to retire, or maybe you're considering retirement, wondering if you're ready. And that brings a lot of stress sometimes. And you know what, if you already are in a fragile mental state, a lot of times you'll see that um, change can kind of trigger some stuff. Well, I've discovered, and remember, y'all, I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist or anything like that. I've just been a master of my experiences, okay? And what I've discovered is, change isn't always easy, but most of the time it's necessary. So, have you ever wondered or actually stopped and thought about what God must have had intended when He made it so that spring rolls into summer, summer rolls into fall, fall rolls into winter, and then winter rolls back into spring again? Have you ever thought about that? Well, that's what I've been thinking a lot about. And I want to encourage you today. Embrace change as best you can. Sometimes it's not always easy, but remember, help is always at the end of your fingertips. So if you ever feel like you're overwhelmed, or if you're starting to feel like things are getting a little too crazy, or something bigger than you that you can't handle, don't be embarrassed to ask for help. Sometimes we are our biggest doggone headache, aren't we? We just are so proud. We're so tough. We're fine. And you know what? Your stoicism sometimes can get you caught up sometimes. Well, you know what? I want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you to know that change isn't bad. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes we get shaken out of our comfort zone because that's not where we're meant to stay. And our blessings sometimes are outside the comfort zone. So embrace change. Just like the seasons change and our gardens go along with it, then you should embrace the changes of life. Embrace, getting a little older, a little wiser. Embrace all of that. And if you find that it can get a little overwhelming at times, don't be afraid to ask for help. But remember, there are always tools. There's always a phone call that you can make, and there are resources available to you. Don't forget about plugging in. And sometimes having a power partner makes a big difference in a lot of things that we choose to do. And we a lot of times we'll find the blessing is just getting out of our own way. Well, I wanted to do that with you today. I wanted to share with you what's been going on in the garden as my garden has been going through some changes. So come along with me and take a look at some things that have been going on since my garden has been going through the changes. And I'll tell you a little bit about it too. So come go with me, won't you? As I've been walking through the garden here lately, I've been noticing how the fall winter garden is really starting to embrace as the weather is starting to change. Have you noticed that if you've had any fall winter vegetables put in the ground, they were struggling a little bit? Because if you're in similar areas, I'm in growing zone 8B, that baby, until that temperature goes down a little bit, some of the fall and winter vegetables are kind of like, Lord Jesus, can you turn down the heat? Well, being here in Florida, sometimes that's not always easy to do. We have to wait on Mother Nature to decide when it's time to turn down the thermostat. So we just pray, Lord, help her out, right? So I have been watching my garlic sprout. It really liked that little bit of warmth, but now that the weather's starting to cool down, I have had almost 100% germination. And we'll talk a little bit about that. My mystery seeds, y'all have been seeing me talk about my mystery seeds. I do not know what these are. They came in a package. They were not labeled, but they all sprouted beautifully. So if you have an idea of what this vegetable might be, it's obviously some kind of green, maybe some kind of brassica or something like that. So if you have an idea of what this might be at this early stage, please let me know. I would love it. But I tried to give them all a little bit of space. I pulled them apart from the cluster that they were originally germinated in, right here in the ground, and hopefully we can figure out what that is. Well, my bib lettuce and the salad bar have all just been, delicious. Got a little bit of arugula going on. We've got some black seeded Simpson going on and some gourmet mixes. And our red romaine is going great. And we've had some mustard to kind of come up. So we just decided, let it go. Let it keep going. Got my, my overwinter bed prepared here. I'm going to be using this as my ground greenhouse base. Just to kind of keep some things that don't particularly care for a lot of heavy frost. I'll be putting my greenhouse together, the cover to the greenhouse together, and I'll be putting those more delicate items that need to be protected a little bit in here, and you'll be seeing me talk about that in some future videos. But check this out. I pruned back the roses and they're doing great. I got my rosemary going on. And then, of course, we got the collard greens. Well, I've had the collard greens in since right at the beginning of fall, and I've harvested from them quite a few times already, but it got warm again, and the greens were kind of like, what the what, right? So I gave them an opportunity to kind of rest a little bit. I just babied them a little bit, kept them as cool as I possibly could. And then the cabbages are all starting to head up now, and the kale is still doing great, doing their thing. And the cabbages are starting to get firm in there. I can feel them doing their thing. And this is my best cabbage year yet, y'all. So I'm pretty proud and excited. And then some more cabbages and some turnips were coming along. And then I had my last bed where the celery, broccoli, and a couple of kale items are in here too. And then I got the peas. They're starting to flower, and I'm so doggone excited and proud that they're doing what they're doing. And the flowers, y'all, there's nothing sweeter than a pea flower. These are my sweet peas, English peas, and I eat them sometimes as immature pods, but you can also wait until they start to fill out a little bit and let them go and enjoy the English peas inside. So they're doing absolutely great. They're pulling right on up this trellis, doing what they do, and I'm excited about them coming right along. And then over in my container garden, man, when I tell you these guys have taken off, got a little blueberry action going on here. This is leftover stress from the summer where it just got so doggone hot. But as you can see, the new growth coming in, they're pretty doggone happy right about now. So we're going to keep those protected. And then we've got turnips, citrus, and all of that. And then here come the brassicas and greens. We've got cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, collard greens, and then a hybrid mix, which is a collard cabbage hybrid mix. Never tried that before, and I thought I'd give it a shot. But anyway, aren't they doing great, y'all? So when the weather started to change, they got a good rain a couple of days ago, really saturated, and they were looking pitiful, y'all. They were looking so pitiful, and it was just too doggone hot. Well, now that the weather has decided to show some mercy, they are coming along beautifully. Y'all check out this mustard green right here. Isn't that crazy? He's really happy in there. right? And then I have some of my wicking beds doing their job. We have, of course, the basil that's on its way out, which is typical around this time of the year. So I did my cuttings, and I have my cuttings growing on the inside of the house to overwinter. But then we've got the fall winter collard greens getting ready to take their place along with some fall winter flowers, and they're going to be doing just fine. So I'll be telling you a whole lot about what I've been doing out here in this garden, because this is my dirt therapy area. And we'll be talking about how I pruned back the fig trees and all of the orchard that is going to be going in the weeks and months to come. So I hope you enjoyed my little short tour, and I want to encourage you guys, embrace the change. Change is sometimes necessary. We need it to grow. We need it to be strong. And if you ever feel like you get overwhelmed or you need a little help, don't be afraid to ask. Resources and help is always at the end of your fingertips. And I wish you blessings, and just keep on growing. Love you guys. See you on the next video. Oh, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like what you've seen here, if this is helping your heart and spirit, if you feel encouraged, or if you have suggestions on things that you would love to see and hear, or if you are a veteran, first responder, or any of our immediate service providers, please put that in the comment section. I would love to shout you out and lift you up, because that's what we're all about right here at the Pink Lady Urban Homestead. We are here for you, and we're excited that you're a part of our family. God bless, and we'll see you on the next video.